Good morning to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Am I audible? Today's editorial is all about the last test between India and England. A lot of important words are there to learn. And before we go to the editorial analysis, let us have a look at enrichment from today's editorial. From today's editorial, enrichment point of view, you are going to enrich your comprehension skill. You're going to enrich grammar, editorial grammar, and also vocabulary. Coming to practice questions based on exam topics, today you're going to work on error location, sentence completion, not that easy, fillers, again a little challenging, para-jumble, and phrasal verbs. Now let us go to editorial analysis. We'll start with editorial vocabulary. Thank you very much. The first word, offense. Offense has many meanings. One meaning, offense, it's a legal term, violating or breaching law. But another meaning in this context, one of the meanings, part of speech noun, annoyance or resentment brought about by a perceived insult to or disregard for oneself. Annoyance, anger, or resentment, a feeling that you have been treated unfairly, brought about by a perceived insult to or disregard for oneself. Pulsating, part of speech adjective, very exciting. This is also an important word. Gallop, galloping, usually it goes with horses, but here proceed at great speed. Horses, we use the word galloping, and in this context, proceed at great speed. Momentum, part of speech noun, the force or speed of an object in motion, that is known as momentum. Intervening has got to intervene, has two or three meanings, but in this context, intervening, part of speech adjective, extend or occur between events. Between two events, something happens or gets extended, that is known as intervening period. Linger, we have already got, part of speech verb. Stay in a place longer than necessary because of a reluctance to leave. Someone stays at a place longer than required, longer than necessary. Then we use the word linger. Bow out, bowed out. In this context, this also has many meanings. Withdraw or retire from an activity or role. Swipe, we all know when it comes to a credit card or a debit card, the word swipe goes with that. But here, a different meaning altogether. Swipe, usually it is a verb. Here, noun, a sweeping blow. Swipe means what in the context of the editorial? A sweeping blow. Rival, simply you can remember competitor. A person or thing competing with another for the same objective or for superiority in the same field of activity. In a nutshell, rival, one word, competitor. Reigns, reign can be a verb, can be a noun. As a verb, it means to control. And as a noun, it goes with horses, a long, thin piece of material, especially leather, that helps you control and direct a horse. So, reins. How do we control a horse? Using reins. Marauding, marauding, in fact. Adjective. This is a new word we have got for the first time. Going about in search of things to steal or people to attack. In the context of the editorial, not literally. It means going about to attack people, attack teams. Deflate, inflate, deflate. Part of speech verb. Make someone suddenly lose confidence or feel dispirited. Make someone feel make someone lose confidence. Make someone feel diffident. What is opposite of confidence? Diffidence. Confident, diffident. Shed, it can be a noun, it can be a verb. Here, verb. As a verb, it means to lose hair, leaves, or skin, for that matter, anything. Shed inhibitions. When it comes to people, we use a combination. Shed your fears, shed your inhibitions. And dormancy, it goes with biology. Part of speech noun, the state of having normal physical functions suspended or slowed down for a period of time. We also use the word period of inactivity, deep sleep. When it comes to deep sleep for a long time, there are two terms you have to recollect. One is hibernation. What is the meaning of hibernation? Winter sleep. A lot of students know. And there is another word, summer sleep. For that, estivation. Hibernation, long winter sleep, and long summer sleep, estivation. These two terms are very important and they go with animals. Dormancy, dormant period. Inactive. Bludgeoning. Bludgeon is a verb and the ing form can be used as an adjective. Beat someone repeatedly with a bludgeon or other heavy object, a club or something. Beat someone repeatedly. Turbocharge, part of speech verb, make more powerful, fast, or exciting. Charge with more power, more faster, not more, faster, or more exciting. Then we use turbocharge. Obdurate, you all know the word, something that has become obstinate or obsolete, not obstinate, obsolete. Obdurate, stubbornly refusing to change one's opinion or course of action. Here you can think of the word obstinate, stubborn. Clawback, regain a lost advantage or position laboriously and gradually. Slowly you get back the position you lost, then we say clawback. Blighty, this is a little never come across for the first time. Blighty, an informal term for Britain or England, used by soldiers of the First and Second World Wars. During the First World War, the Second World War, soldiers to refer to England or Britain, they would use the word blighty, part of speech noun. Beckon, verb, to someone with a gesture of the hand or head. These are the words from today's editorial. Not that difficult to comprehend because it goes with cricket. A lot of people, a lot of students, I mean, know cricket and they can get connected to the editorial. For them, it is easy to comprehend, but for the important words, effective words, how does it start? Changed equations. You all know the recently concluded test between India and England, the last and final, the fifth one. India was in a good position the first innings. Everyone thought India would win the test as well as the series 3-1. But unfortunately, India could have won. They lost, and now it was 2-2, and the whole test series was drawn. Based on that, the writer says changed equations. Initially, equations were in favor of India. What is the main idea of this editorial? England is reshaping Test cricket with offense as a guiding philosophy. When you want to achieve something, you want to do something, you need a philosophy, that too, a guiding philosophy. Coming to cricket of England, England team, the main idea says England is reshaping Test cricket, not one days, Test cricket with offense as a guiding philosophy. In this context, what is the meaning of the word offense? Offender, law offender. Offense has many meanings. One meaning, the one who breaks law. But in this context, annoyance or resentment brought about by a perceived insult to or disregard for oneself. Someone is ill treated, or someone is insulted, or someone is not treated fairly. That person may feel offended. That meaning you have to consider. Now, England, when it comes to cricket, team cricket. It is reshaping test cricket with, not team cricket, test cricket with offense as a guiding philosophy. We also use the word offense in different contexts. The long drawn test series involving England and India, which commenced on August last year, concluded with a pulsating climax at Birmingham's Edgbaston on Tuesday. This test, they played the first four. They played last year, and the one they have played recently, the concluding one, the fifth test. And obviously, the test series long drawn. Long drawn means what? Extended for a long time. The long drawn test series involving England and India, which commenced on August 4th last year, concluded with a pulsating climax at Birmingham's Edgbaston on Tuesday. There's one word here. How did it conclude this long drawn test series, the fifth one? It concluded with a pulsating climax. Pulsating, what does it mean? Very exciting. Exciting climax at Birmingham's Edgbaston on Tuesday. And this is all about obviously the fifth test. In the fifth test, England galloped towards the fourth innings target of 378 in just 76.4 overs, with Centurions Joe Root and Johnny Bairstow building on the momentum gifted by openers Alex Lee and Zach Crawley. Onslaught, you can say that as well. So this talks about how England won the fifth test. They galloped towards one important word. Galloping goes with horses. In this context, what does it mean? Proceed at great speed. To substantiate that, in the fifth test, England galloped towards the fourth innings target of 378 in just 76.4 overs. That means they scored very fast. With Centurions Joe Root and Johnny Bairstow building on the momentum gifted by momentum, the force or speed of an object in motion, in this context, scoring runs gifted by openers Alex Lee and Zach Crawley. That's how they won the final test. The 7 wicket victory helped England draw the series at 2-2 through a comeback that stunned the visitors. Here, in this context, the host, England, and visitors, Indian players. The 7 wicket victory helped England draw the series. Everyone thought India would win, but unfortunate. And because of that, England draw the series at 2-2 through a comeback that stunned the visitors. No one expected, especially the visitors, Indian team. 4 tests were played in 2021. It's a long drawn test series. Usually it is continuous, but here a break of 1 year. 4 tests were played in 2021 when a COVID 19 scare forced the postponement of the fifth match while India led 2-1. India was in a very good position to win the test series. At that juncture, they had to postpone because of the scare from COVID 19. Scare means what? Someone gets scared, means someone gets frightened. 4 tests were played. India was in good position in 2021, last year, when a COVID 19 scare forced the postponement of the fifth match while India led 2-1. The administrators agreed to play the fifth test after a year, and this was an interval like none other. None other. This is an important phrase. The administrators, both the teams, those who conducted the matches, the test series, they agreed to play the fifth test after a year, not a month, not 6 months, after a year. And this was an interval like none other. Usually they don't take so long, something like an exception. In the intervening period, so many things happened, so much happened. There's one word here, intervening period. In this context, what does it mean? Extended or occur. Extend or occur between events. Last year, the 4 matches, and this year, the fifth match. In the intervening period, during this time, Russia, so many things happened. Russia invaded Ukraine, the pandemic lingered, and on the sporting front, both teams evolved. Three things happened during the intervening period. One, Russia invaded Ukraine. Second, the pandemic lingered. Linger means stay in a place longer than necessary because of a reluctance to leave. In this context, it usually goes with the persons, but in this context, the COVID 19 still, the threat is there. And on the sporting front, the third change, both teams evolved. Then it provides information how the teams evolved. India's coach Ravi Shastri and captain Virat Kohli bowed out. This is a phrasal verb. In this context, what does it mean? Withdraw or retire from an activity or role. Ravi Shastri as a coach, and Virat Kohli as a captain bowed out, and Rahul Dravid in place of Ravi Shastri and Rohit Sharma in place of Virat Kohli stepped in. Dravid became the coach and Rohit Sharma became the captain. In the rival dressing room, that means in the rival team, rival, a person or thing competing with another for the same objective or for superiority in the same field of activity. In a nutshell, it means competitor. In the rival dressing room, coach, that means England team, the changes. In the rival dressing room, coach Chris Silverwood and skipper Root stepped aside, with Brendan McCullum and Ben Stokes being the replacements, the changes in the team, England team. Even if Rohit sat out due to COVID 19, under Jasprit Bumrah and thanks to the centuries by Rishabh Pant and Ravindra Jadeja, India held the reins in the final test before an indifferent second innings and marauding England batters altered the script in favor of the host. Here, the host means England team. A lengthy sentence, but what does it mean? Rohit did not play. Even if Rohit sat out due to the reason COVID 19, and Bumrah became the captain under Jasprit Bumrah captaincy, and thanks to the centuries by two players, one Rishabh Pant, the other Ravindra Jadeja, India held the reins. First innings, they were in a very good position. Everyone thought India would win. India could have won, in fact. India held the reins means what? Literal meaning of this word, a long thin piece of material, usually leather, that helps you control and direct a horse. It it is used to control a horse, leather straps, you can say. In this context, control held the reins in the final test before an indifferent second innings. Second innings, especially batting of Indian players, it made all the difference. Indifferent, no emotions, no feelings, callous, stony. Indifferent second innings and marauding. This is an important word we have got for the first time. Means what? Going about in search of things to steal or people to attack. Attack the team in this context. England batters altered the script in favor of the host, in favor of England. McCullum and Stokes have preferred aggression, aggressive, ready to attack, as a solution to help England shed its dormancy. There are two words over here. One is shed, means to leave something, to drop something, to lose something. And in this context, to shed what? Dormancy. Dormancy actually goes with biology. It is a term, science term. A period of inactivity, the state of having normal physical functions suspended or slowed down for a period of time, deep sleep. Here, what does it mean? Dormancy means no accomplishment, no achievement, no victories, inactive. Fourth innings targets would be attempted even if they seem improbable. Possible, probable, opposite, improbable. Fourth innings targets would be attempted even if they seem improbable, and the opposition will not be given the time to react. It talks about what happened in the second innings. New Zealand learnt it the hard way. Learn something the hard way, important expression, with a great difficulty, with a lot of effort. New Zealand learnt it the hard way, and now it is India's turn. This talks about what happened, general statement. Fourth innings targets would be attempted even if they seem improbable. They may look improbable, but they would be attempted, and the opposition will not be given the time to react. Before they react, the whole thing gets over. To substantiate that, New Zealand learnt it the hard way, and now it is India's turn. McCallum, the former New Zealand captain, is known for his blood-joining bat. This is a new word we have got for the first time. Means what? Part of speech adjective in this context. Otherwise, it's a verb. It could be a noun as well. Beat someone repeatedly with a blood joint or other heavy object like a club. To score well, that's what it means. His 158 for Kolkata Knight Riders against Royal Challengers Bangalore in the maiden Indian Premier League clash at Bangalore in 2008 turbocharged the league and put to shade. And to substantiate one example that happened during the Premier League launch of the Premier League, his 158 for Kolkata Knight Riders, he represented Kolkata Knight Riders against Royal Challengers Bangalore in the maiden Indian Premier League. Maiden means what? It goes with speech usually or century. For the first time, maiden speech. Maiden Indian Premier League clash at Bangalore in 2008. Turbocharged, again, we have got for the first time. Make more powerful, fast, or exciting. Turbocharge the league and put to shade the fireworks that Vijay Mallya had organized as part of the launch. That means he played extremely well. McCullum's method is stunning when he prospers and deflating when he fails. It talks about McCullum's style or method is stunning when he prospers. When he does well, it is stunning. And deflating when he fails. When he fails, deflating. Deflate in this context means what? Make someone suddenly lose confidence or feel dispirited. Like he did with an ugly swipe against Mitchell Stark in the 2015 World Cup final, which Australia won. Again, to substantiate, like he did with an ugly swipe. Swipe has got two different meanings. One meaning, swipe means to push something along. It goes with credit cards and debit cards. But in this context, it's a noun, a sweeping blow. Against Mitchell Stark in the 2015 World Cup final, which Australia won. For now, his buzzball, this is a new expression, method is holding England in good stead. Hold something in good stead. This is again an idiomatic expression, an important one. It means it is something that is useful, something that protects, hold something or someone in good stead. That Root and Bairstow, two Yorkshire batters from the land of the obdurate, another important word, stubbornly refusing to change one's opinion or course of action. Obdurate Geoffrey Boycott have bought into McCallum's philosophy is a pointer to the brave New England's attempt to change the face of tests. It talks about the changes that Root and Bairstow, two Yorkshire batters, there's a place in England, from the land of the obdurate Geoffrey Boycott. Obdurate we have got for the first time, I suppose. Geoffrey Boycott, English player, have bought into McCallum's philosophy is a pointer to the brave New England's attempt to change the face of tests. How they have changed the guiding philosophy, offense. Meanwhile, India, after losing the test series in South Africa and allowing England to claw back, will have to evaluate its overseas record. There is one important phrasal verb, claw back, regain a lost advantage or position laboriously and gradually with a lot of hard work or with a lot of effort. Claw back. The three T20s and the three ODIs against old Blighty Beacon, against the old Blighty. Blighty I have come across for the first time. An informal term for Britain or England used by soldiers of the First and Second World Wars, and beckon, part of speech verb, to someone with a gesture of the hand or head. And in colored clothes, test usually white, but one days and T20s not in white. Colored clothes, India will hope to do better. One has to be optimistic. It ends on that particular note. This is all about today's editorial. Now let us go to questions comprehension to enhance comprehension skill. What is this editorial about? First question. How did the long drawn test series conclude? It concluded in a particular way. So, how did it conclude? Long drawn test series. How did it conclude? The administrators agreed to play the fifth test after a year. What happened in the intervening period? This is like introduction. After a year, what happened in the intervening period? You should be able to answer. Three things happened: two general, one on the sporting front. Who altered the script in favor of the host? Two English players altered the script in favor of the host. Here, host England. So, who altered the script in favor of the host? Easy to answer. Whose method is stunning when he prospers and deflating when he fails? Again, easy to answer. Keywords: method, stunning when he prospers, deflating when he fails. Should not be a problem. All that you have to do: navigate, locate, and answer. Today I'm going to launch a new course. Please, not more than a minute. English for SSC exams 2022-23. You all know the calendar, tentative calendar has been released, and CGL, it is going to be in the month of December 2022. CHSL 2023, Jan Feb 2023. So no one expected all of a sudden, and there are so many SSC, they're going to fill 70,000 posts. It's a golden opportunity. And you all know bank exams, three subjects are important: quant, reasoning, and English. But SSC, out of 700 marks, 350 marks for English. English makes or breaks the selection process. Very important. Today I'm going to come up with another video with all the details regarding the course and a few sample questions. You all know I launched English for Bank Exams course, and this is the most popular course. We offer a lot of courses, but this is the most popular. Now you can purchase this course only for 1,000 rupees. There is a 50% off, and all these are the features. Let us go to today. The questions are not that easy. New pattern, one new pattern, that is sentence completion, and a bit challenging. The first five questions go with error location. Please read the first one and try to spot the error. You have to read very carefully. Yes, why not? You can, but SSC you have to spend a lot of time on vocabulary. There are five exam topics: idioms, one word substitutes, synonyms, antonyms, misspelled words. You have to learn a lot of them. And why not? More or less the same preparation. In fact, reading comprehension skill and grammar the same. Reading comprehension skill very easy. SSC, banks a different level altogether. Grammar is the same. Whether it is SSC or banks or any other competitive exam, grammar is the same. Only difference vocabulary. On the If you look at vocabulary, bank exams, you can easily guess or predict based on the newspaper English, especially the Hindu, same context you come across. But vocabulary exhaustive. You have to learn about 1,000 idioms, 1,000 one-word substitutes, a lot of synonyms, antonyms. but same preparation more or less. A few changes you have to make here and there. A lot more time. Has anyone answered? Public support for biomedical research has soared over past decades, and at present, the budget of America's National Institutes of Health is 5 times what it was being in 1970. You don't have to use the word being here. What it was in 1970, enough. The word being is a redundant expression, superfluous. What it was in 1970, what it was in 2010. We don't have to use the word being in this context. That has to be removed. That means where is the error? Fourth part. Introducing a nationwide tax to subsume the bewildered number of central, state, and lower level indirect taxes has taken over 5 decades. No one has answered. Bewildered is not correct. There is an error in the second part, no doubt. Introducing a nationwide tax to subsume include the bewilder. No, we have to use the ing form. The bewildering number of central, state, and lower level indirect taxes. Means what? Bewilder, confuse, perplex. Bewildering. This is the correct word form. And if you ask the part of speech, it is adjective form. We can use verbs ing form as an adjective as well. Breaking news, a typical example. So bewildering number is noun. In this context, bewildering an adjective. You should write the correct form, but no one has written the word except Sujata. The word bewildering, that helps in the long run. There is no single solution for the world's water crisis, but cutting back on use, improving the efficiency of that use, and sharing out water more effectively are all steps that will be helped. Enigma. Enigma means more like mystery, mysterious, enigmatic, but perplexed, confused, bewildered. They mean to get confused, to be at sea, all at sea. Idiomatic expression. There is no single solution for the world's water crisis, but cutting back on use, improving the efficiency of that use, and sharing out water more effectively are all steps that will be helped or that will help. What will you say? You don't have to use passive voice over here. There is an error in the fourth part. That will help. That's it. We don't have to use passive voice. That will help. All these steps will help. These are all steps that will help. There is an error. How can we say no error? No, no. That will be helped. Passive voice. We don't have to use passive voice over here. We have to use active voice. Hope you guys got it. Question number 4. We have seen incredibly technological advances, from artificial intelligence to improvements in energy efficiency. But while these have changed lives, productivity growth hasn't been substantially boosted. Hasn't been substantially boosted. Present perfect passive voice. They haven't boosted something. Something hasn't been boosted. This is also an easy one, but because it's a lengthy sentence and the model is different, you got to be a little careful. We have seen what advances, technological advances. And before that, we cannot use an adverb, we have to use an adjective. And what is the adjective form of this word? Incredible. We have seen incredible technological advances. So this question is again based on word forms. Incredible goes with usually news, information. In this context, advances, word form, incredible news, incredible achievement, incredible advances, incredible technological advances. What is opposite of incredible? Credible. Credible means what? Believable. Incredible, not believable. We have, who has got all the five questions, four questions correct? Error location. Now we have fillers, short sentences, but you got to be a little careful. You got to read meticulously. That's right. No, here we cannot use an adverb. It has to be an adjective. Incredible technological advances in a way, one unit, and the word before that, incredible adjective. Have I brought five questions or four questions? Four questions. All the four correct. That means Madhav, Ram, incredible can be incredibly. How can it be? That's what I've just said. Incredible, before a noun, you have to use an adjective, not technological advance one unit. Technological advances. That is also technological adjective. Before technology, it is like a compound noun, technological advances. Before that, we have to use an adjective, not an adverb. That's what I've just said. Incredible advances, incredible technological advances. Simple as that. We upset ourselves by responding in an manner to someone else's actions. First, you have to know the meanings of these words, only then you can answer. Unabashed means shameless, without any hesitation, without any shame, without any hesitation. Unabashed, not irrational manner. Here you have to understand, but here, an indefinite article, all the words can be considered. Irrational manner. Arduous means hardworking, laborious. No, it doesn't go with the context. Arguable. No. Invalid manner. Again, not correct. We upset ourselves by responding in an irrational manner to someone else's actions. Here, respond. Respond in which manner? In an irrational manner, not shameless manner. You cannot use the first option. Answer is the second option, irrational manner, something that cannot be justified. We cannot use arduous. Arduous means what? Working something very difficult. No, it doesn't go with the context. Answer is B. B is the right word. Irrational manner, something that cannot be justified. All the people involved in the issue feel a great. Today the fillers are not that easy. If you get all the fillers right, today is your day. You should be very happy. All the people involved in the issue feel a great to his suggestions. There is a clue in the sentence. If you catch that word, one word, you can easily get the right word. What is a clue for you? The word feel. You don't say feel a great contradiction. Based on that, you have to decide. That's why I said there is a clue. One word. If you focus on that word, you can get it right. Feel a great contradiction? No. You don't feel adherence. Again, adhere means to stick to. Feel a great adherence? No. Feel a great indifference? Negative word, but here nothing suggests negative context. Feel a great indifference. You can consider hold. Feel a great objection? No. Generally, we say feel a great repugnance. What is the meaning of the word repugnance? You find something disgusting. Based on that, based on the word feel a great repugnance to his suggestions. Means they don't like his suggestions. Answer is E. I don't think no one has got it right. How can you decide if you ask me? There is only one word that is a clue for you. Feel. Now make combinations. Feel a contradiction. We don't say that. Feel adherence. No. Indifference. Perhaps. But in this context, you cannot. They feel a great repugnance to his suggestions. Means they don't like his suggestions. Adherence means sticking to. Adhere to. Stick to. It goes with law. Adhere to the laws, adhere to the rules, stick to the rules. That's what I said. Today, the fillers are not that easy. These elections will be remembered as much for its anti incumbency mood as for its mandate. This is also quite challenging, not easy. These elections will be remembered as much for its anti incumbency mood as for its mandate. What mandate? Mandate means a verdict, what the public decide. If they decide in favor of a particular party, that is what we call mandate. Very good. Who is this? Srinivas. I appreciate that. First one, let others also respond. These elections will be remembered as much for its anti incumbency. Incumbent means in power, in authority. Anti, TI, against, mood, as for its mandate. Generally, we don't say invincible. Invincible means cannot be defeated, cannot be defeated, or very strong, invincible king, invincible spirit. It doesn't go with mandate, not the right combination. A rational mandate, but mandate usually we don't use the word rational or irrational. Again, not the right collocation or word combination. Mandate usually we say unprecedented means what? Never happened before, never expected, never happened before, happened for the first time. Unprecedented mandate, the perfect word. Deliberate mandate cannot be, we cannot use words like deliberate, intentional, no. Pervasive, spread all over. Again, we cannot use the word pervasive mandate They're not the right combination. Only one word stands out. And how do you know this? If you read the newspaper regularly, you can easily make out the right word in this context is unprecedented mandate, unprecedented verdict, unprecedented response. These are the typical combinations. How do you expect us to stay in such a building even if it can be hired on a nominal rent? You have to understand the context. Based on contextual awareness, fillers especially, you can answer. How do you expect us to stay in such a building even if it can be hired on a nominal rent? Context is not positive, it is negative. First, you have to understand that. Desperate building, desperate goes with persons, not with building, not the right combination. Desperate means what? Badly in need of, desperate for a job. Fragmented building, perhaps you can consider, hold that one. Robust, strong building, then why should we ask the question? Damaging building, damaged building would have been better, not damaging building. Fragmented building, fragment means a part, to divide, to be broken into pieces. Does not go with this context. Here, scruffy. Scruffy means what? Untidy, not dirty, untidy, not neat. So, based on the context, obviously, scruffy building, dirty, untidy. One word means what? Dirty. Though it can be hired on a nominal rent. Many companies see technology as a for a whole host of business problems. Shabby, dirty, untidy, these are the words you have to think of. No one has responded. Question number 5. Many companies see technology as a solution, you can say, and consideration, no, preference, no, linking, no, carving, it goes with statues, panacea for a whole host of business problems. Panacea means what? A solution, single solution for many problems, whole host of business problems. So answer is the fourth option. Now I have brought medicine. Usually it means one solution for many problems, the medicine for all the problems, diseases. But in this context, obviously, yes, I know the questions are not easy to answer. This particular model, I have brought 4 questions. Sentence completion. SC means what? Sentence completion. The weather outside was extremely pleasant and hence was decided to. Contextual awareness, you can answer many of these questions. The weather outside was extremely pleasant. That is a clue for you. And hence was decided to. If the weather outside was extremely pleasant, why should you watch the television? Refrain, why should you refrain, hold back from going out for a morning walk? Enjoy a morning ride in the open, hold that one. Employ this rare opportunity for writing letters, completely absurd. Remain seated in our rooms in the bungalow. No, it should be the other way. Because outside extremely pleasant, enjoy a morning ride in the open. Answer is C. Very good. I appreciate that. Despite his best efforts to conceal his anger, Conceal means what? Hide. Despite his best efforts to conceal his anger, huh. Contrary, funny and contrary. We could detect that he was very happy, but here his anger clue. He failed to give us an impression of his agony. Agony means pain, severe pain. He succeeded in camouflaging. Camouflage means what? To get blended with the surroundings. Usually that goes with animals like octopus and also chameleon. But soldiers also at the time of the war, they try to wear camouflage dress. He succeeded. No, he could not because they could make out. He could succeed in doing it easily. No. People came to know that he was annoyed. Anger, annoyed. Despite his best efforts to conceal, hide his anger, people came to know that he was annoyed, that he was angry. Answer is the last option. The sentence in giving freedom to the free means today it may go beyond 8. No one has responded. Question number 3. The sentence in giving freedom to the free means no, this is really surprising. Answer, because we are running out of time, answer is E, none of these. What is the reason? It doesn't make any sense. First of all, the sentence is not complete. Means what? Sentence is incomplete. And also, the sentence in giving freedom by freeing slaves, we are honoring the concept of freedom to the free. That does not make any sense. In giving freedom by freeing the slaves, we are safeguarding our own interest to the free. That doesn't make any sense. In giving freedom, if we give freedom to the slaves, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. In giving freedom, if we don't give freedom to the slaves, they will free themselves. That is ridiculous. As simple as that. No one has got it right. That's why I said I'm really surprised, taken aback. All these options, they don't make any sense whatsoever, grammatically, contextually. And you should look at the fifth option. What is the fifth option? Please respect the fifth option. None of these. This is an easy one. Even though it's a very large house, even though contrasting information, and you have to. You are so conditioned. Options are there, we have to select one of them. One of those options. No, need not be. Respect the fifth option and understand the context. That is very important. That is a purpose in framing the question. To what extent you can understand the context. Even though it is a very large house, there is a lot of space, then we cannot use even though. There is hardly any space available for children. This seems right. There is no dearth of space. No, then dearth means shortage. The servants take long time to clean it, not related to the main idea. The municipal taxes on it are very heavy, not related to that. Answer is B. Even though it's a very large house, there is hardly any space available for children. Contrasting information. This you got to read very carefully. International context, And I was told last year from the Economist magazine, they gave a Jumble or a passage, something that happens related to the African continent. So international context is very important, especially SBI bank exams. They take from international magazines for two reasons. One, the context is foreign, not easy to understand under pressure. Language is different, higher level, higher standards. Have little in common, there's no subject, cannot be considered. At the depot under ramshackle roof, perhaps both, but in both cases, but cannot be the first one. Industrious miners who hit production targets get bumper perks, perhaps. A trading depot outside cannot be. Now, what is the first one? Not E. No, no, no. It is not E. It cannot be E. You all have the same wavelength. I really wonder how can it be E? Prasad's has got it right. After that, I see Sai Kumar. But Prasad's got the pair, has got the pair. At first glance, the dust caked men carrying sacks of rocks. You carry something into something. Carrying sacks of rocks into a trading depot outside Kolwezi in the southeast of Democratic Republic of Congo. AF, but there's a comma, it is not complete. You need one more part. At first glance, the dust-caked men carrying sacks of rocks into a trading depot outside Kolwezi in the southeast of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Not C. No, how can we start with a capital letter after a comma? Please consider the punctuation. It cannot be C. Again, same wavelength. I'm really surprised. How can C be the third one? There is a comma after Congo, and here the first letter is at A is capital letter. Is it grammatically acceptable? This has been presented with punctuation. Then you have to respect punctuation. At first glance, the dust-caked men, forget about all other things, have little in common with the housewives. These dust-caked men, where is the verb? Have little in common with the housewives in rich countries who hold parties to sell Avon creams. AFB, that is one group. Men have little in common with the housewives, to make it simple and brief. After that, what? But in both cases, we are talking about two cases. One dust-caked men, the other housewives in rich countries. But in both cases, the more you flog, the better the bonuses. Flog means beat. The better the bonuses. So obviously it should be, D should be the fourth one. What is the last one? A last but one. At the depot, under a ramshackle roof, handwritten posters state prices for the minerals in the ore. Now it talks about the depot. C comes here. Industrious miners who hit production targets get bumper perks, such as a bag of maize meal, a smartphone, or television. CE, AFBD, CE. This is the correct order. I think you guys went off the track, the very first sentence, and after that, the second sentence also went off the track. We are running out of time. Please try to answer. It's already 1 past 8. Phrasal verbs. Take aback. I was taken aback. A typical example means what? I want you guys to respond quickly. There is a lag time of 20 seconds, but still, this is a familiar one. He was taken aback. I was taken aback. It is used in passive voice. They may give something like this in the exam just to confuse. To be surprised a lot. To be surprised a lot. Take after. Resemble someone. Take off. Remove something. Take off your shoes. Take off also means to become airborne. The plane took off at 3:30. Talk back. Answer back also we say. Reply rudely. Thrash out. Beat someone severely. So what is the correct order? Take aback. Be surprised a lot. Take after. Resemble. Take off. Remove. Talk back. Answer or reply rudely. Thrash out. Beat someone. And now coming to, shall I continue? We have editorial vocabulary, then we have the words you got yesterday. Perhaps that we can skip, but this you have to answer. Let's see, based on your response, I will decide whether to continue or not. It's already 3 past 8. Pulsating, part of speech, adjective. Write only the meaning. Pulsating means what? Very exciting. D is the answer. Gallop, galloping. Proceed at great speed. G is the answer. Linger, stay at a particular place longer than required. Stay in a place longer than. I is the answer. Bow out, withdraw from an activity. B. Swipe in the context of the editorial. Blow, excuse me. A sweeping blow. Rival, one word competitor. One who competes for the same objective. C. Reins, long thin piece of material, usually leather, to control a horse. E. Marauding, going about in search of something to steal or people to attack. J. Blighty, informal word for Britain or England. We have come across for the first time. These new words you have to spend more time after the session and you have to remember. Beckon, what are you left with? This is already over. This is over. To someone with a gesture. H is the answer. Let us go to, so shall I continue? You haven't responded except one student. Revision editorial vocabulary, 20 words, but you got to respond quickly. I have other sessions too. Thicket, what does it mean? Yes, please respond. 5 minutes we can finish off. Thicket, If one student responds, then I will tick that word and I'll go to the next one. A group of bushes or a lot of problems, issues, yes, reveal. Large group of bushes, yes. But in the context of the editorial, problems or issues, reveal, an easy one. Disclose or make public, yes. Reveal a secret. Partisan, two different meanings. Prejudice, very good. Keyword, that's enough. You should be happy. Regime, don't write the complete meaning. The keyword, that's enough. Regime means government, that's it. Citing, cite something. Refer, quote, very good. Dispose of, do remember single F, not double F. Dispose of someone or something, not someone, something. Usually it goes with things. Get rid of, very good. Envisage, Prabha, get rid of, very good. Next one, Sham also. Envisage, predicted, predict or visualize. Visualize is a better word. A root for someone or root for something. Support, very good. Alliance, support, enough. You know the meaning. Union or association, yes. Deterrent, it acts as a deterrent, means what? Discourage, yes. Something that discourages you from doing something. Very good, all the 10 you could recollect. Now, spectre, two different meanings. One meaning ghost, but based on the editorial, spectre, if you remember, they used with recession and also related to economy. Spectre, something feared, something unpleasant, yes. Drag, pull, yes. Using a lot of force. Slide, in the context of the editorial, move smoothly, yes. Go down in the context of the editorial. Surge, sudden rise. Soar also, actually, it means to fly high in the sky or in the air. It also means to go up. The prices are soaring. Sixth one, tangible, perceptible by touch. Or you can see something, you can touch something. Tangible, concrete, intangible, abstract. Haven, haven for wildlife, haven for smugglers, means what? A refuge, a safe place. Tumble, yes, in the context of the editorial, go down, slide. And slide can be a verb, it can be a noun. Haven over, eighth one, tumble means what? Fall, trip over, tumble. Tumultuous, loud noise or uproar. Dent, a depression on a flat, smooth surface. Dent, it goes with cars and bikes. Noisy, uproar, loud noise, any of these you could write. Hollow, on even surface. Yes. Uproar. Yes. Very good. I appreciate that. Thanks for being with me. What time is it? 11 past 8. 11 past 8. Have a nice day and do remember to subscribe and share. After the session, go to the description of the video. I will provide after some time. I'll provide the link for the app and also join the Telegram group Murthy's English.